G'day, Mick here from Z Grills Australia. Today we're going to look at how to assemble our front folding bench on our 700 series Z Grill. So they can be the 702B, 700E or the 700E XL. I've got a fresh drum here on the table to make the video a bit easier, but this could be your 700 assembled already on its legs, on its bottom cabinet, and of course with the hopper on the side as well. No need to remove that. So let's have a look at the components that are provided as part of this front folding bench kit. So we've got our wooden board, we've got our stencil which we're going to use to help line up the holes we're going to drill on the side of the drum, left and right. We've got our folding brackets here, stainless steel. We've got the brackets that go left and right onto the actual drum itself. A couple of little drill bits here, a little 3mm and a 6.5mm. An array of screws and nuts and bolts and washers here as well. We've also got a couple of hooks which, if you want, you can mount somewhere on the board, wherever you wish, by drilling a pilot hole. And we'll show you how to do all of those things. In terms of tools that you require, electric drill, screwdriver, just a little Phillips head, a pair of pliers will work fine. So this process is not super easy. It does involve drilling some holes in the drum, which can sound a little bit scary, but hopefully after watching this video, you'll feel comfortable enough to do it yourself. And if you're not great at doing handy things like this, find your mate around the corner, give him a beer, and he can hopefully, or beer after he's finished, not beforehand, and hopefully he can help you do this job on your Z Grill. Putting the brackets on the front bench is super simple. Let's flip this forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes, which line up with these 1, 2, 3 holes in the back. Don't use an electric screwdriver for this because you'll just end up damaging the wooden thread. Just use a normal screwdriver. These are stainless steel screws, so they're not magnetic, so magnetic screwdriver won't help you. You can see my special technique there. That's what I recommend, index finger. Don't over tighten. Other one on. Job done. All right, we're now up to the scary or exciting part, depends on your perspective, which involves drilling holes to put our bracket on the side here. So what we want is this stainless steel bracket to sit on the side here. This side here has to be vertical, and obviously we're working with a round drum. So trying to line this up yourself is an absolute nightmare unless you've got one of these. So that arrow there is lining up with this front lip, the height of this front lip. So here, okay? And so because it's clear, we can drop down and we can even straight away, boom, I've already got that there where I need it. So once I've got it in the right position, all I have to do is a bit of masking tape or tape like this, cloth tape, and just secure this in place. I've now got a stencil to drill those 2 holes in there. Anyway, that's the theory. Let's give it a go. We've got the arrow aligned with the front edge of the grill. We've got this curve aligned with the edge of the drum here. So now we've got our 2 hole locations to drill. Make sure our tape is securing everything nice and firmly so it's not going to wobble around. If you don't use a drill a lot, then maybe practice on a bit of wood before you do this, but you want to be not in ratchet mode. You want to be in this middle drill mode here, normally on the high speed, but just get used to the feeling of the drill as well if you're not that familiar with it. Make sure the drum is securely in place. If it has wheels like the 700E and XL, the wheels are locked into place. Maybe have somebody help you hold the drum as well, because you don't want it moving around while you're trying to drill, because you do need to use a bit of force to obviously push through the metal. Just start by aligning with the center of the hole. We're going to start very slowly. Make sure we're not moving around too much. Then we can start to push. One important thing, don't put your hand down inside the drum here, otherwise you'll drill into your hand. Let's do the other one. Start off slowly. Easy as that. Sounds scary, actually quite easy. If you find your holes are a little bit off, don't stress. You can just use a file like this, a round file, and just work them off to the side, above or below. Now with that template though, it does make it a lot easier. So we can put our bracket here, we can see, cool, those line up pretty nicely, but let's get one of our screws here to the top, another one through the bottom, and perfect, too easy. There's really no need to go and treat this hole because we've got a metal plate covering the outside. We're going to have oil and smoke and ash on the inside, so this will actually get quite dirty in here, the inside of the grill, and it'll actually protect the metal that we've obviously cut away and exposed. So now we can go ahead and attach these together. There's only one way they can go because the holes line up, so you won't be able to get them back to front. So what you want to do is you want to get one of these screws, a flat washer. We can then pass this through here, flip it around. Inside, let's add another flat washer, a spring washer, which will help to keep it tight over time, and then one of these nuts. A pair of pliers on one side, or if you've got a socket set, let's tighten that up. It's important that you have the screws on the inside here and don't have the bolts coming through this way. Otherwise, it's too close and you'll actually contact the drum. We can now go ahead and mount this onto the front of the grill. It's a good idea to have these brackets folded down. Makes it a little bit easier. And have your screws prepared. So we've got the 4 screws with the washer on there, the flat washer. So that we can just put on one side, one through one side. Obviously good to get somebody to help you with this. One through the other side, like that. And then you're good to add the second one in. Like that. Let's go ahead and put on our flat washer, spring washer, and then the nut. Obviously be careful, we don't want to drop these in here, which is exactly probably what I'll do right now. If you do lose them and you drop your nuts, lose your nuts, excuse the pun, let me know and I can send you a spare one. Or any 6mm metric nut should work on these threaded screws. You can use a pair of pliers to hold the nut on the inside or a socket and do this up with your screwdriver. Nice and easy. I'm going to swing this around, make it easier. The last thing I want to talk about are these 2 little knobs that I've included. Now, I haven't included these as standard on the actual board because I'm not quite sure if people want them on the front, on the left or the right, in what position, or maybe you don't even want them on there at all. And you can hook on there your koala claw or whatever you want. So if you do want to use one of these, that's what the 3mm drill bit is included for. So it's a matter of drilling a hole and then you can screw these in. Let's have a look how to do that. So you've got your 3mm drill bit. Again, this is not as scary as the metal, but also requires a little bit of preparation. You want to be drilling into the middle. So vertically into the center here, and you don't want to be going in at an angle. Otherwise, when you screw this in, it's not going to sit flat. So you actually want to go in vertically, you want to go in flat, and horizontally you want to go in flat as well. So again, if you're not that familiar with this or you're a little bit worried, maybe do a couple of test drills and another piece of wood. Again, this is something which is totally optional. If you're confident to do it, go and drill a hole. No major dramas. So I'm going to drill a hole right now because I'm very confident. See how we go. I'm going to go in straight, left and right, up and down. Now, we want to go in deep enough to have that full depth of that screw there, which I've definitely done. And you probably want to loosen up a little bit. Okay, then we can go ahead and screw this in here. It's quite a tight screw as you get further in. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Ah, oh, beautiful. Job done. So now my koala claw will sit on there. Before you start using your front bench, or in fact it's a cutting board, it's a really good idea to use some white oil and give it an oil. Same with any kind of wooden bench like this. It'll protect it, it'll keep it looking good, prevent it from warping, prevent it from being affected by moisture or water, and it'll last you a long time. If you're a bit hesitant to drill holes in your Z-Grill, and now yours goes up and comes down, then good work, congratulations. You are now officially a Z-Grills mechanic. Good work.